Hello and welcome to another amazing quick video tutorial with KingTech Coding Clinic once again. In this video, we're going to look at the advanced version of our quiz or the exams app that we developed in a previous video. Okay, so I advise you to take your time to watch and understand how the system works. I've taken it to the next level. Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at how the system actually operates, and then I'll show you how I put together all these things and then make it work as we all expect. Okay, however, I wouldn't be going into details how the system is developed. Perhaps we'll be organizing an amazing training on how to develop this particular system alongside, the advanced version. I've already taken you through the basic part of it in a previous video. If you haven't watched that video, you would have to get to that video, watch it and understand how the basics work before you come back to this one and see how the system works. Okay, I'll be organizing another amazing training on how to develop this quiz app, the advanced version of it, as well as the mobile money transaction system. I'll be leaving the WhatsApp link in the video description. Please only join if you would want to take part in the training. If you're not ready to take part in the training, do not join the platform. Okay, it's very, very crucial. It's going to be an amazing training. So once you join, we're going to give you the update of the training. However, this particular file, I'll be making it available for you for download for free. You use it to see how it works before you make your decision on how or whether you would want to join the training and learn how these systems are developed. Okay, it's going to be an amazing training. Like I said, I'll be leaving the WhatsApp link in the video description below, so you can just check and join. Only join if you would want to take part. Now, take your time, relax, and see how the system is going to work. Now, to start with, first of all, let me just first of all launch the system for us to see this. Just double click. So for now, this advanced version, and this is how the welcome page looks like. This is what welcome to your quiz exam session. And then you have to click the button below to read the instructions carefully before attempting the quiz flash or whatever or exams questions. So what you need to do first of all is to click on this to read instructions about the exams. And I'll be showing you how you can enter your custom instruction, okay, for your students. So you can click on this, you can read the instructions from here. Once you are done, you can exit, then you go ahead and then click on this as a student to log in, and then you continue with your quiz. However, as an admin, I'm going to show you how we can log in. So with the admin, the student cannot access this, okay? It is only the admins that can have this, since we have a login to that as well. So with the students, once they click on this, they can log in with either their user ID as well as password, or only the user ID. And I'll be showing you how that settings is done. So let's go to the admin. So the admin has to log in for me. So we enter the admin and then the password. So we click on login, and then so this is the admins panel here. So with admins can have access to the various sheets here. As you can see, the question sheet, the answer sheet, the main sheet. The admin can have access to all that. The admin can log out from here. Yes, log out. Then the admin can log in again. Just showed you. There we go. Perfect. So after you log in, all the students that are going to be taking part of the quiz, you would have to make sure you add them to the system. Else, they can't take part because their details, their username as well as password has to be in the system. Else, they cannot log in, not to talk of taking part in the quiz. So how do we do that? This is an amazing button. You click on this, you can add your student from here. Let's say I already have some student inside. I've named them STD1 up to STD9. Let me show you something. Let me try entering STD1 again, and you see something. And then a password. Let me assume this is the password for the student. Let me see. You can see that user ID is already in the system, so it wouldn't work. But I would have to change it to probably STD10 as the 10th student, and then this is the password. So you're going to add all the students together with their passwords. Let me just add this. It's added. So now when you click on this, you can see you have STD10. You can search for that student, and then you can update the password if you wish. Okay. So add all the students that you would want them to take the quiz or the exams. Add them, and then create their unique passwords for them. Okay. So however you would want to do that, it's up to you. You can equally delete and update. Suppose you would want to change the password, you can change and update. You can delete, you can reset. Click on this, you reset, and then there we go. So once we are done, we can equally export question sheet. Okay. As an admin, maybe you don't want to come here and be typing the question. Okay. So I've given you an option here where you can export the question sheet like this. Click on export. So let me just go to desktop. and let me give it a name like question, or maybe Q sheet, meaning question sheet. Let me just name it that for short. Let me just save it on the desktop. There we go. So let me just minimize this for you. See, so when you look at this, the sheet, Q sheet. Let me just open it. So this is the sheet. So you can enter equations from here. Okay, question number 1, then the question, then the possible answer 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the correct answer for that question should be here. Then the score for that maybe question or that answer, and then the number of seconds you would want to give. So you fill all your questions here, and then I will show you how we can import the question. So if I already have some questions already entered here, this is it. Let me just show you this one here. So these are some of the questions I've already entered on this particular sheet. They were the questions I used in my previous video. So I'm going to import them for you to see. So let me close this now. So as an admin, we can go ahead and then import questions. So how do you just click on this? Let me browse and navigate to the desktop and go to the questions. You can visit questions, grab it, and click on open. And you can see the questions are imported. These are the questions now. Now, when you look at this, you can see that I've given 5 marks for each and every question, and the number of seconds is 10. You can choose to change it. Then the correct answer, if it is 1, if it is the first option, you enter 1. If the second option, you enter 2, in that order. Okay, this is how this particular question form is filled. So once you've done that, make sure this is actually empty. There is nothing here. Let's come back to the admin panel. So now, once you are done, you would want to do some settings here. So you come and click on this settings here. You would want to find out if you would want a student to log in with both username and password, then you would have to click on this and say yes. And then you have to enter the number of questions. Sometimes you can have up to 100 questions on the system, but you would want them to answer like, let's say 10 out of the 100. Then you can specify the number here. But if you specify, maybe if you have up to 15 questions and you specify 20 here, it wouldn't work. You have to make sure you match the number of questions you have in the system. Okay, you can have more and ask them, and then specify the number here for them to answer less. But you can't have less and ask them to maybe enter more here. It wouldn't work. So if I have 5 and I would want them to answer all the 5. If you want to show timer, whether you want to display the timer yes or no, if you say yes, the timer will display. If you say no, it wouldn't display. So we would want to keep the timer as yes. And also, whether you would want them to reshuffle the question, whether you would want the question to appear randomly, or you would want them to appear in order which you've just set them. If you say yes, means the question should be reshuffled. Maybe number 1 will come first, number 5 will come second, number 3 will come third, in that order. Okay, or number 4 will come first. It depends. So if you say yes, that is what's going to be. If you say no, then it's going to be in order. So once you are done with your settings, you go ahead and click on submit. So now let's look at the settings here. Let's say we want to go ahead and then allow them to log in with their username and password. So now we are saying yes. So once we click on submit and close this, now let's log out for us to see something. Now if you click on this, see that they will log in with their username and password. But let's close and go back to the settings to see something. Admin. There we go. So now let's change the settings for them to log in with only the username. So you click on this and click on submit. So now when we log out and then click on yes, this. So now when we click on this, you see that it's only the username they can go ahead and then log in with. Basically that is that. So now let's close this. Let's go back to admin to make sure everything is done, and then we move on to the next step. Then we click on login. There we go. So now as an admin, you make sure all these settings are done. You add the students that you would want them to take the quiz or the exams, get them their usernames and passwords. Then you import your questions if you don't have them typed in inside the system. Then once you are done, basically come here and do your settings that you would want to do. Then once you are done with all this, you can go ahead and then log out here, click on this, and make sure you save your work. Even if you click on this exit, it will save the work. So let's click on exit. Let me show you something. So our work is now done. Perfect. As an admin, we are done. So this is the app. So now what you need to do is this. You are going to upload this app either on Google Drive, or you can just leave it on WhatsApp where the students are. Then you ask them to, each and every student, to download, and then tell them maybe if there is a way you will have to communicate with them for them to know their username and password, or there is some specific details about them. Probably you can ask them, okay, you know what, use your name as your ID, and then your first name as ID, and then the second name as password. By then you should have specified that in the system. However, so or whatever you would want, whichever way you have to pass for them to know their username and then password, you would have to let them do that. So the only thing you can do is to go ahead and download the app now, this particular file now, and then go ahead and then answer. If your name or your username and password is not within the system, you can't answer. So you make sure you do all that before you share this with them. So I'm done. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make a copy of this system here. Let me create this and call it students. There we go. So we have this now. So I'm going to make a copy of the app this way, and then let me open it here. Open this folder. Let me paste it inside. So I'm going to, let me assume that I'm the first student. I've just downloaded it. I have to, then you can instruct them to name the files based on their names. Okay, even if they don't do that, it doesn't matter. But for identification, for easy identification, you can then just let them do that. So let me just say, let me name this one STD1 as the first student or whatever. So I'm going to create like for 3 students. Let's say the second student and then the third student. So this one I'm going to name it STD2, and then here STD3. So let's assume these students have downloaded it and then they've renamed the files according to their names. Okay, so each and every student is going to answer their question and then resend their files back to us. That is what we need to understand. After downloading it and renaming the file, you go ahead and log in and answer the questions. Once you are done, save the file and resend the file back to the admin for consolidation and then generating of the report. I'll be showing you that. So the first student is going to just open this. So let's just enable content here first of all, and then from there we proceed. They can't access because they don't know the admin's details. So now what you can do is that come here and just enter your let's say your user ID. Let me just quickly log in as STD1, then log in. So I'm going to start with a quiz. I'll click on start quiz. So now the quiz has started. Let me just answer the questions now. Beginner, let me say Python, submit, next. Let me just choose wrong answer here, next. Let me go for correct answer here, submit, next. Let me go for the correct answer here, submit, and then done. Now I'm done. As the first student, I'm done. So the second student will also do the same thing. So once you are done as a student, just save your file and then you close it, exit, and then you send it to the admin. So another student, second student, student 2. Let me just close this one. And then what I'm going to do, the students, that second student will also log in and just type their user ID STD2. Then you quickly log in and they go ahead and start with the quiz. We just choose this, submit, next, and then I'll say Python, submit, next, and then look, it repeats, submit, take the correct answer, submit, and go to next, and then let me just go for variable here, submit, and then next, and then let me choose wrong answer, submit, next. Okay, there we go, done. So the second student is also done. So we're going to go ahead and click on this to save your work and then go ahead and exit. We are done with the second student. So now the third student also is going to do the same thing. So let's enable content. Okay, and then from there you log in with STD3, then you log in, then start quiz. You go ahead and answer. Let me go for all the correct answers. Submit, next, Python, submit, next, and then look, repeats, select, submit, next, variable, submit, next, and then fixing errors, select, submit, and then we are done. So the third student is also done. So now all the students are done. So let's save this one as well. Then we exit. So now let's assume that all the students are done and they just sent their files to us as admin. So how do we consolidate all this? Let's assume all the students, about 20 or 30 or 50 students are all done and we have all their files here. So how do we consolidate this and get the report generated? Let's do that. Now to consolidate their files and then generate reports, we need to first of all launch our main application now. This is it. So we launch this one. So let me close this folder here. Let me close this one now. We already know all their files are here. As an admin, I've just populated all the student files here. So I'm going to log in as an admin. Let's log in, then open this. So once I'm done with this, then the first thing I'm going to do is to import the students' answers. Okay, so there are two ways we can do that. Either you import them one after the other, or you import them in bulk. The idea is for us to automate the task and speed up with the work. Okay, so there's the need we import them in bulk. So if you want to import the one after the other, just go for this, and then you see that when we navigate to the desktop and go to the folder called students, we can't select all the files. See, I'm trying to select, it's not working, meaning I can only import one. But we prefer doing what? Importing them in bulk. So let's click on this. So now when I select, now I can see that I've just selected all the three. I'll just click on open. So let's see this. There we go. So you can see that all their results are now imported into the system here. Okay, everything is populated. The first one is for the first student. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second one is for the second student, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the third one for the third student, 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends on how the answers are submitted. If the answer is not well submitted, it wouldn't be included in the answers you've submitted. So you make sure you submit the answers correctly. It's very, very important. So now that we are done importing their details here, we can come back and then generate report. Okay, so how do we generate report? Let's say to generate report for the first student, what we need to do is to come and click on this button here, and then what we need to do is to click on this and choose that student's username and click generate. So you can see the student report here. Out of the questions are 5 questions, and then one is 5. Okay, so the person got only 3 correct. So you can see 5, 5, 5, 3, making 15. So we have the score to be 15 out of 25. So we can now go ahead and print it. So to print, you just click on the print button. You just click on this, and then you would want to choose your location. I will want to have it on the desktop. We just say STD1, the first student. Just click on save, and then this will print for the first student. Once I'm done, I'll just go for the second student, STD2, then generate report. The second student too also had 3 out of the 5. So we can see 15 out of this. So we can go ahead and print, click on print, then choose the location and then name it. Let me name it STD2. There we go, then save. And then the third student, I'll go for this STD3 generate. He is able to get 4 out of the 5, so 20 out of 25. So I'm going to go ahead and click on print, and I'll click on this to print the report. Let me name it STD3, and there we go. So now we are done printing the report. So once we are done, we can minimize this one now and check our report. So this is the first student. Let's open it and see. So you can see the report. Sorry, this is too huge. You can see the report. We have the name of the institution, the address, then the student username is here, STD1, the score 15 out of 25. So you'll be able to, the student will be able to see the question and the answer they've taken, and then the score for the answer and those that they've gotten wrong. Okay, and then the second student will also be able to do the same thing. Yeah, you also got 15 out of 25. You also see everything what we're able to do during the answering of the quiz. And the third person will also be able to do the same thing, also be able to view everything, 20 out of 25. And basically that is that. So as an admin, once you are done, quickly log out of the system, and there we go. So it is as simple as that. That is how the system works. Like I said, I'll be leaving this file for you. I'll be leaving the link for it in the video description. I wouldn't be taking you through how to develop this system here, okay, because the models are a bit advanced. So we'll be doing that in our training. So I'll be leaving the link in the video description, the WhatsApp link. You just go ahead and click on the link. Please join only if you would want to take part of the training. Not only the system, I'll be showing you. Most of my viewers have been asking how I actually plan my program, how I put all these things together. I'll be showing you step by step how you can plan your own program and develop it from beginning to the end. And also the mobile money transaction system as well. I'll be teaching you how that system as well is developed step by step, as well as this amazing quiz app as well. So you can just like the video first of all. If you are a new member, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. and make sure to press the bell icon, and then with this you get notified anytime we upload the video tutorials. And also, please don't forget to share this video for others to also benefit, for them to download the app and use it. And then with amazing features, they can also play around, set their questions, share them with their students. Student answer, they can mark, and then share the student with their results. It looks amazing and fun. So basically that is that. Thank you so much for watching. You can check the video description. All the links to whatever I'm saying here will be in the video description. To download the file, to join the WhatsApp platform, everything will be in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe. Please just smash the like button. It's very, very important to me. Smash the like button before you do any other thing. Thank you so much, and until our next video, and also see you in the training. Bye bye.